super secret location deep within the mountains of Colorado, it's time to strap up, strap in, or strap on with your host, Shenanigans in One Shot. It's From the Ashes Radio!
And
folks.
And there we are.
Yeah, here we are. There we are, guys.
Hey, what? You don't like when I do it, huh?
No. Like, I feel like people are looking up our nostrils.
Oh, well, I mean, people have literally said that they were looking up your shorts. So I guess tomato, whatever you prefer to show them.
Yeah.
Was it last week or 2 weeks ago where your nut was hanging out?
There's never been a nut hanging out, but everybody likes to act like there is.
I think that's hysterical.
And it's just a little bubble gum.
Seth, I think you sat in some bubble gum there. It's got some
Uh-huh.
hair in it. That's awesome. Welcome to the show, folks. We're so glad that you're here. We got a lot going on tonight. It's going to be a really good time. What we had scheduled for a guest wasn't feeling so well, couldn't make it. But our friends at Comeback Yoga are going to join us. You're going to have our
you
friends.
guys are famous now.
A little bit.
I saw you on the boob tube.
Yeah, did you?
Yeah, you're on the boob tube on the news.
That was just like I thought I was gonna have to talk, and thank God I didn't. And it was just more me in the background, just doing some yoga stuff, which hey, all right, cool, I'm down with that. And she did all the talking, which was super cool. But yeah, you'll meet Kelly. Well, they had a big concert. Sunday, was it? Yeah, I think it was Sunday, and About Face Media bought a whole bunch of tickets for the board members and some of the crew and whatnot. And and a bunch of people went to it. And it was just supposed to be a really good concert to raise money. But they're trying to raise money. They have to raise a lot of money to keep this thing going.
I heard you told me this incredibly large number.
Yeah, and so
I was like, holy moly.
For what they're doing and all the good things that they're doing, I want to support them as much as possible. So when I said, hey, our guest canceled tonight, do you guys want to come on and beg for some money? And Kelly was like, absolutely. So yeah, she'll be here. And then Allie says that she will be here tonight, which I'm excited about. She's got some good stuff, especially with the PACT Act just changing. So they changed the date for that.
No.
So with the PACT Act, it was supposed to be last Friday. The typical United States military, you were supposed to have your applications for the PACT Act in by last Friday.
Okay.
And on Friday at 2:00 in the afternoon, they were like, hey, we're going to give you till Monday to get this sorted out. And they put it on us, but in reality, I believe that they were not keeping up with everything. So I believe that they had to
wait.
Yeah.
They weren't keeping up.
Yeah.
You mean they're right on usual pace?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Oh, well, we get to a lot. Monty Wiley is part of it. Dana Miller is participating. Dana, how the heck are you? So yeah, thank you folks for joining us. We really appreciate it. But yeah, what do you call it? So, I love. Oh, where did I lose it? I hope I didn't lose it. Oh, did I lose it? Oh, I think I did. There it is. Cool. I thought I lost it. Our friend. So this show, when we go off the air on Monday night, I go home. I spend some time editing, try to get as many of the F-bombs out as possible, and then I put it into our podcast. Come on. And then I hang it on all of the popular podcast platforms. Well, then our friends at U.S. Army WTF Radio, they rebroadcast this show on their platform as well. And it's on I forget what night. I think it might be Wednesday nights that they rebroadcast us. So they're huge supporters of us. They've given us equipment. What you don't see, there's microphones off to the side that you're not seeing, that they've supported us, microphone stands. They've given us a ton of stuff. So we love U.S. Army WTF Moments. They are the ones that dig into all of the military shenanigans and all the bullshit that you if some private drove a Humvee into the side of 4th ID headquarters, they're the ones that report it. It's hysterical sometimes. So I follow them pretty closely. So one of the things people share, I was even sharing stuff with WTF Moments when I was in recruiting school that got put out. And I love some of the just dirt that they come up with. Somebody sent them a screenshot from obviously some staff sergeant. Hey, tomorrow the commander needs a soldier to vacuum her office. Who wants to volunteer? Some young specialist. I'll do it. What time it needs done, Sergeant? And 3 or 4 other soldiers. But the caption that WTF Moments put above it is, hey, company commander, you're a grown-ass adult and your time's not more important than your soldiers. Clean your own shit. And I laughed my ass off at that. When you were in basic training, did you have to have like a detail go and clean the commander's in the first sergeant's office and clean like battalion and stuff like that?
I didn't do one detail the whole time I was in basic.
How did you manage that?
DFAT, didn't, what's that called?
You didn't get KP?
KP duty.
Really?
I didn't do one fucking detail the whole time. I paid people.
Oh.
You know why? And here's the reason why. Like, and the perfect example was we were shooting like the 240. The day we got shoot to 240, I had KP.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck that.
Yeah. I'm not washing dishes when I can be playing with machine guns.
And here's what's fucking hilarious, bro. I mean, I could sell one page out of a penthouse for more than I'd have to pay somebody to do KP all day. Right? Like, so one page, 10, $15.
It's
right?
true.
I give $5, I get KP covered. And I have to go shoot guns.
And what do you know if you flip it over? There's a second page there, kid.
So I don't know if they ever did the commander's office. I know they did the our company's drill sergeant's office. It was like attached to the bay, you know. That was done all the time, but it was also trashed all the time. It was one of my drill instructors had a drinking problem.
Oh yeah, dude, I had a first sergeant, same thing,
bro. Oh, I had two incredible alcoholic people in my schools. One of them was I had a drill sergeant. I'm telling you, and he didn't get along with his wife. So like 3 a.m. he'd gone and gotten drunk, got turned away at home. And then, you know, the next place at home is a drill sergeant's office in the bay. And so he'd be fucking crawling in. I mean, fucking hammered, trash the fucking office. My best one was, and I don't give a shit because I think his crazy ass doesn't touch the interweb or anything. But at the time I went to sniper school, the NCOIC was special. Right. I mean, there was some shit in there. I was like, I can't believe this motherfucker's in the Army. What the fuck is going on here? I mean, you're talking like bags of mushrooms or something? What are you talking about? Blackout fucking drunk running sniper school. Yeah. Day in, day out. And I mean, he was the NCOIC, so he wasn't running shit. But yeah. When he was president, it was special. So I get out of it. I talked about this in what's that podcast with Marty? Jeez. Oh yeah. The Leaning In. The Leaning In. I was talking about this. You know, I graduated sniper school and I've, you know, got some funky paperwork into airborne school and some time off in between. So I needed a signature for something, right? And I go back there and my sniper buddy had recycled. He was doing the course back to back, right? So he's in there and I'm saying hi to him, getting this dude to fucking sign his paper. But when I walked in, bro, he didn't have clothes on. He's got a sock on and it's not on his foot. There was no sock. There was nothing. And mind you, the whole sniper school was holding their fucking rifles over their head, getting the shit smoked out of them. He's naked fucking telling war stories, bro. I mean, out there, like falling over drunk, and they're like getting their asses smoked, and he's playing Metallica in the background, and shit's fucking crazy. I'm like, will you sign this for me? And I like looked at my buddy, I was like, have fun, bro. Yeah. That was his last night. Did he get it signed? I totally got my paperwork signed, and that was also his last night at sniper school. He was, I guess the LT came in to that also and was like, what the fuck? In basic training, I had a first sergeant who was a raging alcoholic. And like you could smell it anytime he walked anywhere near you. Well, I guess in basic training, you're not supposed to get 24-hour passes. But this first sergeant had staff duty on a Sunday. And so, yeah, like 6 a.m., he forms us all up. And he's like, hey, you're all on 24-hour pass. We're all like, what do we do? What do I do with a 24-hour pass? I went to St. Louis and got a tattoo. And got drunk. We were all like, what the hell are we supposed to do? But yeah, he didn't want any of us around. He's like, so we're like, oh, I'm just going to hang around the barracks. No, you're not. Get the fuck out of here. Out you go. And he kicked us all out. It was awesome. So I laughed my ass off personally, but that's just me. Randy Almquist says, I cleaned staterooms and hauled dry cleaning down for all of the COs and XOs of the Air Wing for 2 months while on temporary assignment. One of the easiest jobs I ever had. He was a maid? Yeah, it sounds like it. Well, Randy was in the Navy a very long time ago. So yeah, I did have duty where I had to clean the COs and the XO's office in basic training. CO in the first sergeant's office, excuse me. And so I think it's funny that now soldiers don't do that. They also don't have to do fucking push-ups. That's true too. Yes. It has changed significantly. I get it. And everybody thinks that like, you know, oh, I was back in the Army when it was tough to be in, you know. I think there are generations every so often, things change.
Yeah.
So you were in the 80s. You saw things I didn't see.
I wasn't in the 80s, you ass. I like what you did there.
What year did you go in? 98, right?
94. I graduated. I dropped out of high school in 93. Went to basic training in the summer of 93. Was in the Army in 94.
Okay. So I honestly thought it was 98, but I thought saying the 80s. So I was actually, in reality, in my head, was giving you a compliment. I thought you were younger.
Well, thanks, man.
But I think when I went in 01 was much different. No, not much different. There were definitely, I could see changes that were about to come when I was getting out in 09.
Yep.
Like and I don't want to say there's a big difference from 01 to 09. There's 8 years. There was a difference, but it wasn't like, oh my God. But what I saw coming was very different. And then what I get told now,
I thought it was
read about.
I think it was a good thing. Like when you came in, we were a nation at war. And our conflict when I came in was like Kosovo. Yeah. You know, which was basically like a good PLDC for me.
Okay, yeah.
But you came in, we were a nation at war. So you knew you're going to base training, AIT or whatever it was called.
You're going down there.
You know where you're going. Yeah. And I can't even imagine those kids that came in like 07, 08 timeframe when like the surge, when they're like throwing $150,000 re-enlistment bonuses because they just need people. Yeah. The problem becomes we have not learned the lessons. And now all of that we did, that our generation did, is now forgotten. And the only thing missing now is like shining boots. Is the only thing they've gone back to. Like, I don't know that we've learned.
Gone back to.
Like, they've gone back to like pre-war basic training and soldiering. And it's a garrison army now.
They're shining boots?
They have those, the new uniforms. Yeah, they have the brown leather boots and shoes.
Yeah, so, yeah, they never wear those.
But they're still shining them.
I had to like put mine on a hanger for payday activities.
Yeah, we had the plastic shoes, whatever they were called, chloroform.
It starts with the P.
Yeah. But we had those, but now they're back to shining boots and shit like that.
Fucking good. I spit shine the shit out of some boots. Fucking built some goddamn character. That's what pisses me off about what is gone is building a fucking just a tough motherfucker, right? Where I remember my first day at my unit. Fuck basic. Basic is a joke. If you're worried, right?
It is.
Okay. Like if you can't make it through basic training, you can't fucking make it at McDonald's. Like what the fuck? This shit's easy.
Yeah.
Okay. Go to your unit. It's a different world.
Yes.
Okay? I remember the first
airborne school is not the airborne community.
Airborne school is not the airborne community. Yeah, absolutely. I remember my first day at the unit. I fucking did the stupidest, littlest thing in the world. Okay. Not a big deal. I confused some shit as I was getting smoked. And then, good old NCOs like twisted, so it's like catastrophic, right?
Yeah. And people are gonna die because of you fucking.
Yeah, so I'm getting
your
smoked,
boot laces the wrong way.
I got smoked all the way to lunch. I had to go to the defact and had like 15 minutes to be back in my unit. I didn't get my hour and a half lunch. Fucker. Now I say fucker, then I just didn't even know any difference. I get right back to smoking me. I'm fucking blowing chunks, bro. Like heat, Hawaii, fucking low crawling, fucking little man in the woods. Like, terrible shit. Crawling up and down fucking concrete stairs. Yeah.
What we signed up for.
I start throwing up. They're like, hey, we don't want you to fucking dehydrate. Aid station. And I'm like, I start walking. You fucking low crawl your ass in the aid station. I go in there. They give me 2 fucking bags of IV fluid. I was low crawling back out to continue my smoke session. Thank God I got that. Like that made a different fucking level of like acceptance in the suck factor where like when you're in shit, I'm not worried about dudes that have gone through shit. I'm not worried about. It's these soft fuckers that you can't even make them do fucking push-ups. Like,
and people, and you see it online now as people say things like, just because you suffered, why should someone else have to suffer? I would not call that suffering. I would call that character building.
Absolutely.
Because the Army did things for us and just like that our parents did not. It taught us things that our parents could not.
And I also don't feel like your S1 clerk needs to be fucking smoked for 8 hours. Granted, I want to.
Yes.
the fucking dude that has to deal with bullets singing by his ears. Okay. Yeah. And I'm not just saying one MOS there. There's several. That deal with the shit.
I completely agree.
Those are the ones that need that sort of environment and things happening to them. Because if fucking push-ups are going to break you, let me tell you what, watching your fucking buddy get shot is going to break you real quick.
Do you ever follow
mean,
that guy, Veteran with a Sign? He was the first guy to like with a cardboard sign, and it was his like, I'm gonna break some hearts today. He's like, not every Marine is not a rifleman. And you're like, oh wow, yeah, you really are digging it. And yeah, he said something similar to what you just said. Like, I don't need my pack clerk, jumping out of airplanes, and
I don't need my pack clerk to make weight.
Yeah.
To be honest, I mean this in the nicest way possible. Look, I don't know if I should say that.
Come on, you got your platform. It's your radio show.
Certain MOSs,
I mean, Kelly's here to visit, but it's your radio show.
Certain jobs in the military are civilians in an outfit.
In nice clothes.
I don't mean that disrespectfully, because those jobs absolutely need to be done.
Wow. All right.
So but that changes.
You just opened the can.
I opened the can.
So let's pour it in a glass. Should people like your S1s and people like that, should they be wearing like Class Bs and Class As at work during the day? I agree. They should.
Maybe not the jacket,
but like they should. Yeah, they should wear.
Why are you wearing a battle uniform when you are never going to see battle?
Yeah, dude, we're on the same page.
And I'm not saying that you're less than me as a person. It's just there's different things that come with different job types. That's all it is. It's not like one's better than the other. I'm just telling you, certain people that are going to combat need to train and live under conditions that are different than somebody that is simply working finance. They're a fucking CPA. And I mean, in other ways, I also mean like why I don't care about them making tape. Hey, if
you're still in the military,
if the super fat guy is really good at numbers and he's the one doing all the fucking S1 shit, like
there was a while there where they were doing like different PT tests. Like the infantrymen had a PT test, S1 had a PT test. They were scaling that, but I think they went away from that. I've never
seen that.
It's
I'm just saying, I don't know. No opinions. I don't know anything about it,
but they should all do yoga, right, Kelly?
I totally agree. I think everybody.
Of course, obviously.
But I would agree that no matter what your body type is, you should probably be doing yoga.
100%. 100%. No matter what you did in the military, no matter what your body type. And, honestly, I can't even believe you guys are using this kind of language with me on the phone. You know how I have sensitive ears.
I do. I apologize. I know you have a delicate constitution.
My goodness.
As a hippie and all, and I apologize. We will fucking lighten that shit up as quickly as we possibly can.
For fuck's sake, thank you.
This is why I like having her on the show.
I love
that you dancing up a storm yesterday.
What?
Was that you dancing up a storm yesterday at that concert?
It was, man. We killed it. Somehow we raised $10,000 at that benefit concert with Stand and Evans and the Missing. We raised $10,000. And I'm going to tell you a story. So Mandy, I was on Mandy Connell's radio show.
I've heard of her.
Yes. This woman was driving. She heard me talking to Mandy. She pulled off the road. She listened to the segment, was like, I live down the street from the location. I'm going to go. She came and she got us, she bid $2,000, which hit our match. So she got us $4,000. So she won this big prize. She got us $4,000. She runs home, comes back with a picture of her husband who'd passed from cancer. She brings a picture of him. He was a Marine, and she brought a picture, and she said that he was in her ear telling her not to be cheap. So she just kept bidding on the auction item. And I was like, yeah, that sounds like a Marine. Like, wow. Showboating all over the place.
10 G's. Wow. Good job to the Missing. Wow.
I know. It was unbelievable. It was we've never had an event like that. And it was so inspiring. I've been doing this job for 6.5 years, and sometimes you just need to be amongst some new folks and understand what you're doing. I mean, I met a guy yesterday who just got out of the Army 6 weeks ago, and he was talking to me about classes, and you could tell, right? You could tell that he was He was on edge. He needed something. And I think we got him into a class like that he can walk to. And you could tell that he had to have something quick. And you need to be surrounded by that sometimes, you know?
That I love everything. That is outstanding. I'm so excited to hear all of that. I like when organizations that I love are having success. So that makes me very, very happy to see.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, let's be clear. We have to have a hell of a lot more success before.
Well, I said that way. So let's start at the beginning. Some people are listening. I can see them and they're not sure what comeback yoga is. Start at the beginning. Tell the world what comeback yoga is.
Yep. So elevator speech. Comeback yoga. First of all, my name is Kelly Wolf. I'm the executive director of Comeback Yoga. Thanks for the intro, fellas.
There we go.
And Comeback Yoga. Comeback Yoga is a Denver-based nonprofit providing trauma-informed, science-based yoga to the entire military community. So that's veterans, active duty, their friends and family, and their clinicians. And we're not in some cute yoga studio burning anything. We're going to where the military community is already comfortable. So we're at VAs, VFW posts, military bases, Fort Carson, Buckley, you name it. We're everywhere that the military community already knows where to park. They know where to go. They're comfortable there. And so our yoga, as you know, Rob, we're not trying to get you into a cute crop top. I see you're not wearing yours this evening. Shame. But we're not trying to get you into a crop top. We're not trying to make you into a pretzel. We're not trying to put you on the cover of Yoga Journal. We're trying to downregulate your nervous system that is likely hypervigilant because of your experiences in the military. Downregulate that, get you feeling comfortable in your body again, get you living in the present moment instead of what happened 5 years ago, 5 minutes ago, and even what may happen in 5 minutes from now, living in this present moment, gaining some confidence back, and then going out and being a better community member, a better spouse, a better friend, you name it. So it sounds silly, yoga in the military, but there's a secret sauce there that's really magical.
I would agree. So if you have not met my hetero life mate, Seth, Seth has been a huge advocate while I have been going through all of this. And he opened up his jiu-jitsu academy and let me teach on Friday nights, which has been awesome. But he also let my classmates teach. And some of my classmates were trying to learn some new different things. We have one person that comes in once in a while. Her name is Colleen. And he calls her, what is it you call her? Colleen, next universe lady. She brings her incredible salad bowls and she plays the salad.
Oh, yeah.
And homeboy went to a whole nother location. But because he opened it up to us and let me embarrass the crap out of myself in front of a bunch of people and learn yoga and learn how to teach it, it expanded and opened up all these great new things. And it's been just absolutely an incredible journey that I literally cannot thank you and Cole enough for. You guys have done some incredible things. And we're helping to spread that as much as possible because others need to know about it.
Well, and we're so grateful for folks like you. You know, we have, just in case anyone's concerned that this doesn't work, we had over 12,000 students in 2022. And as of June 2023, we've already had 7,000. So folks are really seeing this work and the need is growing. But we rarely have students, and this is absolutely fine, that want to share their story, that are willing to kind of go out on a limb and say, yeah, man, I can load a weapon in X amount of seconds, but I can also calm myself down with an extended exhale. You know, like you can be two things. You can be, a soldier, and you can also practice yoga. And I'm just grateful that you're willing to share that experience and help us.
So, and because of that, you're expanding and you have a lot of people that need this and need what they're doing. You're trying to raise funds. You have a lofty goal. Are you interested in sharing that goal or you want to hold off?
Yeah, no, I'll share it. I think there's not enough transparency in nonprofits as far as funding. So
we agree.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. We need to raise $250,000 by the end of the year. And that will allow us to maintain the classes that we have. So we teach about 34 classes a week in person and online. And so we want to maintain those. And then we also need to grow. So we need to have more classes in Northern Colorado. We need to get over into the Western Slope, Southern Colorado. And we also need to hit the underserved members of the already underserved veteran community, which means Black veterans, Spanish speaking veterans, veterans in the LGBTQIA plus community. We need to be able to hire folks that can go and spread what we do to those communities, because frankly, I am who I am, and that's I need a veteran who fits those, which means I need to hire those people. So yeah, we have lofty goals, and I think what we're doing is a big deal. I've seen it save lives. I know it changes lives, but you got to have the money to do it, and that's just the honest truth.
So there are people listening right now that desperately want to donate to this and support it and support what you're doing. My buddy Eric Reed is extremely wealthy. He's listening to the show right now. He has way too much money. He's never sure what to do with it all. He just keeps buying motorcycles because he doesn't know.
Is he single? Okay.
As a matter of fact, how can Eric Reed give up all?
Love a good motorcycle. So you just got to go to comebackyoga.org, and you just head right on over to that donate button, and that ought to do the work. And if it doesn't, let me know, and you can find me on the website. But that's the long and the short of it. We have to raise the money so we can change the lives. That's how it works. And we're not paying Denver rent, right? We don't rent a studio. We don't rent. Oh, hey. We don't rent an office, none of that. So it's
I love what just happened.
yeah. Oh yeah. I forget that this is like radio. Not everyone's watching. We're not blowing the money on like nonsense of rent. We're spending the money.
That's for
maintain our teachers, to get these folks the good yoga mats, because if you've ever practiced on a crap yoga mat, you aren't coming back, because it is a nightmare. So we get folks the good mats, the good blocks, but again, you got to have the money to do that. And I say to Eric, say it with a donation.
This is awesome. I love the way this is playing out.
I bet you Eric's number is somehow in the email where he does his donation.
Yeah.
Or a link to his Tinder
profile.
profile.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Kelly, Eric is also extremely athletic, and he would really like to start taking up yoga. He lives in Texas. Cool. How could he? Oh shit! Here comes the comments. How can he get into comeback yoga and start taking yoga classes? Because he desperately needs to work on his breath work. He's got a lot of anger.
Yeah. So being in Texas is no excuse. We offer classes every morning, Monday through Friday, on YouTube. So it's live. You can chat with the teacher there. It's all good. So you can take a live class on YouTube, or you can go to our backlog of hundreds of classes. We started doing live YouTube during the pandemic. We've kept it going because of people like Eric. We can even tell when our folks deploy to somewhere secret because, oh, hey, Eric, you can also come. Because we can see our YouTube analytics traveling to like Estonia or wherever. So there's no excuse for not doing yoga, even if you're in Texas. And it's especially important. So yes, our yoga specifically downregulates your nervous system, does all that magical stuff, but it also cuts down on athletic related injuries. When we teach special forces, that's a big, big reason why they use us, because when you're falling out of perfectly good airplanes, when you're playing with massive tree trunks, you're trying to hurt yourself. So if you can add a little bit of flexibility to your spine, if you can add a little flexibility to, your body, it can absorb impact a little better. You're going to feel better on your run. You're going to know how to stretch it out and come back to like a neutral place after a workout, especially, and I hope none of you do it, but if you do CrossFit, you have to do yoga. The YouTube channel, you just come back yoga on YouTube. And I'm not teaching on there, so you know that you're going to get quality because it's not me, and I don't think it's Rob.
Negative self-talk around here, Kelly.
I'm actually a really fantastic yoga teacher, but I stopped when my special forces guys stopped.
What? Why did things stop at the SF group?
Because of the pandemic, they stopped going into the office. So
that makes sense. Sounds like we need to fire that one up again. Good on you.
You know, I work on it. We worked with them over Christmas on their Santa's workshop and stuff. And we did some cool stuff around there. But yeah, I taught them every week for 5 years. I'm actually meeting up with the command sergeant major this week. He's coming down. He retired. So I still talk to him all the time, but it hurt my soul so much that I can't imagine teaching another group.
I get you. I absolutely get you. A lot of people are very disappointed that they missed the concert with The Missing. And they're wondering, when is the next event that Comeback Yoga has coming up that they can participate in and support?
Sure. So again, you're going to go to comebackyoga.org and you're going to go to the events. And our next one is October 4th. It is our annual breakfast fundraiser. And this is the biggie. This is the one where we push home that $250,000, right? Tickets are $10, which does not pay for your seat. It just is an opportunity to, now I'm distracted. It's an opportunity to just put us on the calendar so you don't forget, but $10 a ticket. You can come and hear a fantastic physician speak. And we have one other speaker at this event. Who the hell is it?
Is this the one?
Yes, it is. Yes. I don't know. Whoever he is, I hope he's extremely handsome and well-muscled.
He truly, truly is. Yeah.
And modest.
And modest. So, you know, we have great speakers. You're going to learn a lot about Comeback Yoga. You get a pretty fantastic breakfast that I picked out for you, and all for $10. And just bring your checkbook, bring your good vibes, and help us keep doing what we're doing because we do it really well.
I can agree with that. Folks, you heard it here first. Probably not first, but you heard it here. For October, clear your schedule. It's at the Denver Botanic Gardens, isn't it?
Denver Botanic Gardens. Yep. 8 o'clock. You can catch a yoga class afterwards. $10, man.
I went last year, folks. It was one of my favorite fundraisers to attend. And it's the perfect time of year. It's just before Christmas. They need the fundraising. Come help Comeback Yoga. In between now and then, when you get your check on Friday and there's just way too much money, you're not sure what to do with it all, go to comebackyoga.org, hit the donate button, drop all of that extra cash into there, say, hey, heard you on an excellent radio show. Kelly crushed it. Really wanted to follow up. And hey, since you guys don't take tips, here's a donation.
That's beautiful. Yep, exactly. Because we are all making way too much money right now. The economy is booming. Everything's great. It's going to be no issue at all. Everyone has extra money. Yeah. And Denver's so cheap to live in.
Yes, it's so economical here in the South Denver metro area. Does the fundraiser have a silent auction?
What?
One of our listeners wants to know, does the fundraiser have a silent auction?
It does not. It does not. We actually just did an auction at the concert yesterday. So you missed out on a signed football, especially for Comeback Yoga, from Steve Atwater. But it doesn't have a silent auction. But you can silently donate anyway.
So that listener is a guy named Randy. He has come to a couple of different yoga classes on Friday nights.
Oh, great.
When he started, he couldn't get his arms to the mats.
Yeah.
He was just in this cockroach position, and now he's able to get his elbows to touch the mats. He's made huge improvements over the last month. I'm very, very proud of him, and the meditation part has been really good for him as well. So
it's wild, right? I mean, we see people who can't turn their neck or who need help standing up in the shower or can't ride a bike with their grandkids, whatever it is. And then if they really concentrate and do the yoga, it changes their life. I mean, yeah.
I
It's
agree.
nuts.
And nothing but support from other veterans as well. Yeah, I
I
completely
was just
agree.
gonna say, I preach a lot of jiu-jitsu for veterans, for victims, for all sorts of different, facets of life, and I don't think every activity in the world is as beneficial as certain ones. And
Mm.
I have heard, I'm not even really in the yoga community. I do some yoga. It's usually on YouTube. I'm embarrassed because I'm not great at it. That's why I don't mind going to yours. Gotta throw something here.
I like what you did there.
But I mean, even not being around a bunch of people in yoga, I still hear all these amazing yoga stories of how much it improved their life, and it thoroughly helps me out a ton. And then I recently, in the last year and a half, started adding meditation into my daily practice, and that's insanely beneficial. And so, like when we did it, like Rob was saying with, Colleen, Miss Nick's Universe, like that combination of, I didn't know there was that form of yoga, and I had the greatest meditation still. So hands down, best meditation I've ever had.
Yoga Nidra.
Incredible.
Oh,
Yeah.
I was going to say, are you guys doing iRest? Because that's the only meditation that works for my brain. It's the best.
Colleen teaches Yoga Nidra.
Yeah, same thing. iRest is just sanctioned by the DoD, so we use that name versus Yoga Nidra, which scares people because it sounds very yoga. It's guided meditation. Yeah.
Appreciate it. Kelly, I'm going to give you back the rest of your money. I can't thank you enough for taking the 20 minutes out of your life to be a part of our great show. I really appreciate you coming on tonight. Folks, for October is the big fundraiser. You can donate anytime in between now and then. Love to have you come to look up some of the classes, go to an in-person comeback yoga class. Kelly Wolf, director, really appreciate it. Thank you for being a part of the show.
I appreciate you both. Thank you so much.
Have a great rest of your Monday night.
Kelly.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thanks, man.
That was fun.
I appreciate your continued support through this as I'm learning all of this.
I mean, I support you no matter what you do, but there's certain things.
I'll bet that's not true. I'll bet that's not true. Hey, man.
You can find something.
Hey, man, I'm going to start helping out the Democrat Party in their fundraising.
I didn't.
What's up, man?
I didn't know you're interested in becoming a fucking terrorist.
Rob, you're the worst wingman ever. Agreed. I agree. Eric Reed, I got you, brother.
I love how you're talking about how Eric had all this money and was in Texas.
He's the brokest friend I have.
And then my really good friend Eric's on too.
I know. That's awesome.
In Texas too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Something. Oh well.
We got to see now if we'll do some yoga.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are just full of attractive young ladies on this show this evening. I love how this is working out.
Hi, guys.
Al, how the heck are you?
I'm all right.
What is that shirt? Is that a hockey shirt? What is that?
No,
saying?
it's something, I don't know, something about tits and grooving or whatever.
I'm a huge fan of all those things. Hey, I'm so glad you're here. How have you been?
Good. Busy, but good. Got tons of changes coming in my personal life, tons of changes coming with the VA. It's just been, oof. But I'm good. Okay, so today, you have until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time to get your intent to file if you want to file for the PACT Act and have it be backdated till August of 2022. Okay? 11:59 tonight.
Yeah, right. Hey, Ali, since you're here and you're not busy.
Yeah. So VA.gov. Okay, so listen. So there was this whole confusing with the PACT Act, and it's I sometimes forget that you guys aren't me and don't know it all. So, but some of the questions that I like that. But some of the questions that I've gotten, I'm just dumbfounded. Okay. So for those of you listening, if you are 100% service connected already, leave your fucking claim alone. The PACT Act does not apply to you. You're not going to get any more money unless you are going to die of an illness on the presumptive list from the PACT Act. Leave your claim alone. Okay? If you're 100%, leave your claim alone. If you've never served in Southwest Asia or Vietnam, Cambodia, Thailand, Laos, Johnston Atoll. Leave your claim alone. The PACT Act does not apply to you if you do not have a presumptive disease. If you didn't work with any chemicals, because the PACT Act, the law is broadly written to take into account toxic exposure with MOSs. Like the burn pits are a big one, but firefighters in the foam that they use, asbestos, refuelers, people who work with jet engines and all that crap, that is toxins, okay? And if you have symptoms, you can't just file for the PACT Act if you have no symptoms. You still have to prove that you are sick because of jet fuel exposure, asbestos, shit burden, Agent Orange. Okay, so everybody is like trying to. I want to file PACT Act. And PACT Act is not a thing. You can't file PACT Act. You have to file a disability. You have to file an illness. Okay, your injury, like you broke your leg or your hearing or your shoulder, that's not PACT Act related. Okay, this is for illnesses, not injuries. Okay, sinusitis, rhinitis, asthma, bronchitis, pulmonary fibroids, like any neck cancer, any head cancer, reproductive cancer, all of those are covered under the PACT Act. If you don't have symptoms of that, then the PACT Act does not apply to you. Okay, so I hope that clears things up. If
People
you
did
are,
not do that. I know I've been getting all those questions, so I'm glad you came on and cleared
yeah,
that up.
and
Like,
I mean,
a lot of shows on About Face Media have been getting questions like that. So I'm glad you came on and cleared it all
And
up.
to be honest, that's the only reason I knew anything about it. And
Yeah.
when you go in the VA, that's not at all anything that because I went the day that they opened up the PACT Act, and they, there's a desk everywhere. You have to check in here and go through the questionnaire. Oh, you ding for it. You need to do this.
right. So it's called TERA, toxic exposure, something, something. And so when you go into your PCP, you will be screened for toxic exposure. And if you're on the burn pit registry, that means nothing. Okay. That's just a registry for like down the line. If the VA concedes, that because the burn pits, now there's like an 85% chance that you grow a second fucking pinky toe, that's where the burn pit registry comes into place. So just because you are on the registry does not mean that you have filed for PACT Act. You still must file. But if you're 100% and you don't have any symptoms of an illness, leave it alone.
Yeah, people don't know and one of the things you expressed in one of your, I think it was a TikTok video you might have, that if you open that door, you're opening the door to being looked at deeper, and hey, you might lose.
It happens. It happens. The VA absolutely has the right to go through your entire claim. So let's say I put in let's say I'm 90% and my migraines have gotten worse. So I put in a claim for migraines because I have the log that shows that the intensity is increasing, the frequency is increasing, but I'm also service connected for my shoulders, right? My bilateral shoulders. I'm just making this up. And they were really hurting me when I was service connected, but now 5-6 years later, I've never been seen for it again. As I start working out, whatever, I'm doing push-ups, I'm competing. And the VA absolutely has the right to look at my file and call me back for another exam. Like, you know what? We want to see continuity of care. How are you doing with your shoulders? Maybe we overrated you. Maybe we underrated you. Let's take a look. And if I don't have anything to show that my shoulders are still jacked up, and if I show an improvement, they will absolutely reduce me, even though I only filed for migraines. So just be careful for those who want to file like frivolous claims. Swear to God, I had a guy put in because his pinky was crooked. I said, I'm not fucking doing that. I'm not doing that. Like, it's not my job, like, to say yes or no. I'm not the VA, but I'm not doing that because I'm telling you, the VA is going to open his pinky, his Grey Poupon pinky. And what happens? He didn't listen to me. And what happened? He got reduced because he failed to show continuity of care. He actually got better, right? Injuries do get better, you guys. So he comes back at me, screaming at me. And I'm like, I told you. I do not file for frivolous things. Now, if your hand is stuck like this, that's a real thing. File for that. Arthritis, or you got your hand caught in a up armored Humvee door, or, a latch of a striker or something, right? That's an actual injury. But if you're 100%, leave your claim alone. If you don't have symptoms of an illness, there is no need to file the PACT Act. And if you miss the deadline today, it's fine. Don't panic. With the intent to file, you still have a year. So you still have 365 days to submit your claim from the time you submitted the intent to file. The whole deadline, and the VAs, they're asshats for doing this. The whole, you got to get it in, you got to get it in. It's throwing people into a panic. My office has been inundated with claims, intent to files. And I'm like, you're already 100%. You didn't even serve in, the war. I don't know what to tell you, right? So it's fine. The deadline is only to be back paid to August of 2022 when the law went into effect. If you miss the deadline, it's not the end of the world. You're still going to get your toxic exposure screening. God forbid you develop symptoms, you should be filing for those, and you're going to get back pay to the date the intent to file was received. No intent to file, no back pay. Okay.
Got it.
Okay.
I'm glad you cleared that up, because a lot of people did not understand that. Yeah, I have a lot of friends that are at the 100% mark, and oh, well, how much more money? No, doesn't work that way.
No.
100% is what you are. I mean,
right.
And if you're 50% and you're not getting the things that you deserve, I mean, absolutely open that up. Go ahead and do something.
Absolutely. And if you're still on active duty, the PACT Act does not apply to you, because we all know you cannot collect compensation and active duty pay at the same time. The PACT Act is now law. So when you get ready to retire, when you get ready for ETS, you can file for whatever your symptoms, bronchitis, sinusitis, asthma, all that stuff. And they have to automatically take into account, if you say that you served in Southwest Asia or Vietnam, or you were a firefighter or a jet fueler, they're gonna run it against what's called TERA. And it's just with the raters, it's this standard that the raters have to look at to make sure that this falls into the toxic exposure, toxic screening claims. So you're not missing out. If you're still on active duty, don't feel like you're missing out. You're still going to get your TERA screening, and it's still going to apply. It's still going to be presumptive, but you cannot be on active duty and file for PACT Act. Stop messing up the system.
So I'm glad you brought all of that up, and I'm so glad that we attacked this evening. You said there was a bunch of other stuff. What else you got going on? What else is going on in the world of VSOs? I'm assuming huge pay raises and grades and
no, none of that. None of that. So in the city in which I live, I was actually able to make the city of Taunton a Purple Heart city. And I got about 18 signs around the community for every entrance coming into the city of Taunton, showing that we are a Purple Heart community. So that was pretty cool. I was able to do that. And then
what does that mean for your town?
So, well, it's just recognition. It's just a way of honoring the Purple Heart recipients. We don't get any grants or funds or anything, but in whichever direction you decide to drive into the city of Taunton, you'll have a nice little Purple Heart city, and then it says City of Taunton with the nice picture of the Purple Heart. So that was pretty cool. I was able to do that. Yeah.
Especially for some of my favorite Purple Heart recipients. Who actually have it on their DD-214, because not everybody does.
Not everybody has a Purple Heart on their DD-214. But the media, hey, there's a nonprofit. There's a nonprofit that you just call them and say, hey, I lost my Bronze Star. Can I get another one? And they'll give it to you.
No shit.
Yeah, just like when. Yeah, you're oh, I don't have any proof I have a Bronze Star. I have no proof I have a Meritorious Service Medal, but I got one. Can I have one? And they'll just give it to you. They won't check anything. It's pretty cool.
She's doing. It's very underhanded, but I like what she's doing. Allie, how's the bike? A couple of listeners are like, hey, love the bike.
I love it. Oh, I love it. So Massachusetts has been just inundated with rain. We haven't had many really sunny days, but every chance I get, I'm out there and I'm loving it. I'm getting my legs, I'm still kind of ooh, that's kind of scary, but I love it. It's great. Yes. Yeah, the man friend is moving in as we speak, so that's a huge step forward. Yeah,
really?
He's upstairs moving in.
Unpacking his underwear drawer. That's
unpacking his underwear drawer right now.
Very cool. Look at you. Congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, and my birthday's next week, the 19th, just so you know. So I expect a nice little happy birthday sing-along from you guys. Expect a video. Yeah.
So my 25th wedding anniversary is on the 19th.
Oh, congratulations.
My birthday is on the 21st.
I didn't know you were a Leo.
In fact, I am, boss lady. So yes,
Oh.
we will absolutely have From the Ashes cake, and we will
should
put
have
it in there for you, and we will blow out some candles.
Okay. I'm gonna be in Myrtle Beach on Monday. He's literally helicoptering me right now. You can't see it because he's on the other side of the laptop, but he's literally just helicoptering me.
The family friendly show. Please don't show that.
Oh no, that's for me. I can't even. I completely lost my train of thought. But
That's
anyway,
okay.
I got some things I need to go take care of.
Yeah, clearly, it sounds like you do. Before we cut you loose, we're at that point of the show. It's time for Stop looking at him.
I can't. It's nice. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not looking at the dick. So, safety brief. Actually, he's hitting on a perfect one.
Okay.
Allie, what do you have? It's Monday. Safety brief
Monday.
lasts until next Monday. Dana's laughing her ass off. What do you call it? Give us a point for the safety brief for the week.
When in heat, wrap the meat. No love or no glove, no love. Okay, like that's super important. Super important. Trust me.
Wow, Allie, I'm gonna let you go help him unpack his underwear drawer if that's what the kids are calling it these days.
Yeah, I got some unpacking to do. Okay, bye.
Yeah. Thanks for being here. Good to see you, Allie.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Wow. What the heck just happened? That's kind of awesome. Good for her.
I was like, I need to look up something real quick.
Yeah. This show just went to hell, man.
In a handbasket.
Real quick. What do you got for the safety brief?
You want to go first?
You want me to?
I do.
Before you leave, if you ride a motorcycle, do a safety check of your bike before you hit the road. Make sure your tires are properly inflated. Make sure you have good tread on them. Make sure your chain is tight. Make sure everything is the way it's supposed to be. Check your brakes before you head out. Don't take it for granted because you could be halfway through a super secret location and realize that your front tire is flat. You never know. So yeah, motorcycle safety checks are important, folks.
It's talking about the PACT Act and the foam. It really scared me. I don't think I'm going to be going to foam parties at the Paper Tiger anymore. So, folks, be careful of the foam parties, okay, and establishments that have foam parties, because
clearly you can be included in the PACT Act. You said what it sounds like.
A whole lot of other things in there.
Yeah.
Gonna hurt the syphil.
Gonna hyposyphilis. That's awesome, dude. I love it. All right. Well, hey, folks, it sounds like that is the show for the evening. Really appreciate you guys being here and participating as well. What's up, y'all? Jake Swedensky. Swede. What is up, Swiss? How are you? Glad you're here. Second best show on the radio right there. Have you ever heard his show?
I have not.
He does sports talk.
Oh, I have heard that one.
Yes. And he does an awesome show. So, Swiss, glad you're here, man. What, man? It's somebody completely different. Hey, folks, thanks a lot for being a part of the show tonight. Really appreciate you being here. Thank you so much for listening. And we will see you next week. We have an excellent guest. You're going to really enjoy next week's guest. So thanks a lot for being a part.